Hey, sports fans. This is Robert with WTP Sports Dudes here live this morning, ready to talk some college football. Here with my man, Mossberg of Level Up Sports 10. How you doing this morning, Mossberg?
Pretty good, pretty good. Appreciate you having me. Another great college football Saturday to see what we gonna get in our content to discussion, man. It's been a banger, man, and appreciate you and all we've been doing this week and throughout for sure.
Yeah. We also got the FanDuel Zen Master Zaya with us this morning. How you feeling this morning, Zaya?
I'm real good, man. Can't wait to see my Buckeyes at noon. Yeah, see what we do today.
Yes,
For
indeed.
sure, for sure. They should stop a mud hole in Northwestern for sure.
Right.
But
Yeah,
no matter who your team play, you want to see them play. You know what I'm saying? They could be playing little league. You gonna go watch them. You know what I'm saying?
See. Yeah.
facts.
I know the people that's tuning in. I don't know if y'all got stuck up like me and Mossberg did watching that Tyson Jake Paul fight last night. And I usually don't do that stuff, man. I usually don't stay up that late trying to watch something that I know isn't worth watching. But I
Right.
got lured in this time, man, because I just wanted to see if Tyson had a little bit of what Tyson used to have. And no, he doesn't.
Right.
Love Tyson to death, though. Love him to death. But man, he don't have none of that left in his tank.
Definitely. It kept me up
Yeah.
for a while myself, man. Like I watched this for the same reason, seeing what Tyson would do if we had see just any kind of sign of that old Tyson just by a move or a swing. But yeah, man, just stick to what you're doing, Tyson. Man, hats off to you for trying it and doing it and getting out there for them rounds. But I was disappointed.
What time the fight go off?
It was about, I would say
It was
like,
after 1 o'clock.
yeah, it was after one.
Oh, y'all
It was
risked
lit.
it. Oh,
We
Yeah,
risked
it was
it.
lit.
Oh,
Yeah, all of it, man.
I was like, man, what are you thinking about? Dude, you should never have done that. But, it's part of history now because it's over.
Yeah,
facts.
and then to make a quick insert, something I don't know y'all talk about. I know we're gonna get into with our college basketball coming and different things when we talk it. Young Mello is going where his father went to Syracuse University. So
Syracuse.
I think that's
Uh,
something to keep eyes on, man. Just the thought, I'm a big fan of them both, so
Man,
just
I'm
thought that
sorry.
we'd get that out there. Yeah,
We was in the running for him, man.
yeah.
Yeah, I cut that.
wow.
I watched us play last night. I cut it off, dog. We looked terrible last night, man.
Texas A&M
Really?
was a good team, man.
Man, they is a good team, dog.
Yeah.
I don't
Definitely.
know why they ranked that low.
College basketball.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if y'all had a chance to look at that top 12 again, man, but I got to look at it a little bit last night. And I'm thinking to myself, man, the only thing I can see maybe possibly happening is Colorado get in over BYU, SMU get in over Miami, and Georgia get in over Tennessee. That's the
Yeah,
only thing I can see happening so far, man. There's a possibility. But the rest of them teams are probably a lock, man, because I don't see them losing. Um, well, possibly Texas might lose one of their last three. They could possibly lose to Texas A&M. I can't see them losing to Arkansas or Kentucky though. I really
agreed.
can't see them losing to Texas A&M either. But that's a good contest right there.
Right.
What about y'all? Do y'all take a look at it? Y'all see anything different?
um,
Man, go ahead, boss.
I'm looking at the same thing. I know as we get deep into the season, we've been watching Colorado. Colorado's a team, when we picked a few weeks ago about the Big 12. I still have them winning the Big 12. I know how tough BYU is. It's just these next few weeks. And all they have to do is win. And they've been playing great football. They already, above where they were the season before. And year two with Coach Prime at Colorado is different. So people need to start paying attention to what they're doing, and it's a possibility that he might stay. So that could be even scarier for the future, and he's bringing in some great prospects too. So I like exactly what you said with that. And that SEC is tough, but I don't think Miami's going to stay in. I just have that feeling that Miami's going to mess around and fumble the bag.
Man, I actually see BYU and Colorado both getting in. I got Colorado. It's starting to feel like they're going to get that automatic bid, and I don't think with BYU just losing that one game in the conference championship that they going to be ballsy enough to just drop them out of the playoffs. So
yeah,
I think they both get in, and that's going to take a team from either the SEC or the Big Ten out of it. And I agree with y'all. It's going to come down to that ACC championship between Miami and SMU.
I like SMU, man. I don't know. I just like that team. And Miami, like that ACC, would really been wide open. And SMU seemed to be the only team that's playing consistent enough to win it. That's the one thing. Like Clemson, they have their games, nothing against them. And that's why I chose against them this week, because you just don't know what Clemson you're going to get, just like with Miami right now at this point in the season. And then after last week, it's just SMU is on a different train right now, man. And if you ain't aboard, man, I don't know. They might run straight through you, like one of them railroads, man. So they definitely trying to prove a point with this 12-team playoff. So I think we got to definitely keep an eye on them too.
Yeah, I agree. SMU right now, they're playing with a whole lot of confidence, man.
Yeah.
As opposed to Miami, who they had so many close games. Although they won those games, and that could give you some confidence to let you know that I can win some close games. But I believe in the back of their mind, they knew eventually somebody gonna pop us if we keep on playing like this.
Yeah.
Because they never fixed the issues that they had while they were in those close games. Their defense has not gotten fixed, man. I don't know. Like Colorado consistently every week, their defense and their offense got better. Miami's offense has always been good, but their defense did not consistently get better as the season has gone. So they never fixed their issues, man. And I think SMU, right, as confident as they are, I think they got a real good chance of beating Miami in the ACC championship game.
Great.
Before we get started, what's y'all's thoughts on DJU coming back for another season? He's trying to get another season this year, next year. What's y'all's thoughts on DJU? Should he move on, or should he really get a chance to play again?
He ain't got no choice. He terrible. Where he going after that? He going to the workforce, dog. After that, like he ain't got no choice.
Man, he ain't suiting up in Tallahassee, I hope.
We don't. Yeah, y'all gonna move on from him.
In a situation like this, being an athlete, that's the question for me that pops up. Hats off to him. He want to play the game that he feels and cares about right now. These kids are young, so I totally agree with him wanting to come back. Is it a good idea? That's something we really can't say. I won't say until, later on. Maybe it's a good thing that he will come back to try to get better, to make a step to that next level. So for me personally, go ahead and come back, because I want to see something from you. You left on a bad note, a sour taste in my mouth. So come back. If you're going to be in that Seminole uniform, you need to be that quarterback that we used to have in Tallahassee down in Doak Campbell. But outside of that, just, continue to grow and be that young man that you've been. Because in this situation, it's a good thing that he's coming back to school. That's the thing, coming back to school. But if you're going to come back to play football, go all out for it. Don't just get out there and half-ass it. That's just my whole thought.
I mean, if he wants to play, do what you do. Just like Cam Rising. If somebody's gonna let you be on their roster, go do it, man. Because like Zay said, Only other place you got to go is the workforce, and if you ain't ready to go do that, you might as well try to play another season.
Right.
He would probably have to go to a group of 5 team, or maybe like a Purdue or a lower power 4 team. I mean, I
Yeah.
cannot see him going to another team like a Clemson or a Florida State or Texas or Ohio. None of them caliber
Yeah.
teams would even look at him, not unless he just want to hold the clipboard. But
Right.
other than
Every
that, man, he
year,
need to go ahead and,
every year,
yeah,
Iowa need to
because he
look
looked
at
like
these.
he looked like he's a smart guy.
Very,
Yeah,
very intelligent.
Go ahead, Zay.
every year I think Iowa needs to
Yeah.
look at these former 5-star quarterbacks that's bust and just take a chance.
You know what? You're right about that. Iowa always needs a quarterback, man. They never ever have a legitimate.
Never have a
Always have
quarterback.
an awesome defense, but never have a quarterback.
Hey, and we seen DJU play decent when he had a decent run game and a solid defense when he
Yeah.
played for Oregon State. He
Yeah.
actually had a decent year that year. That's his best year of college football.
Yeah, yeah, he can game manage. That's for sure. He can game manage, but don't expect him to win a game for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get into this 12-team playoff. I really wish T1 was on the show because the way it's laid out right now, he's getting his wish with a lot of with quite a few SEC Big Ten matchups, man. The way it's
Yeah.
laid out right now. So we got number 12 Boise State. Boise State is holding tight at that number 12 spot. What's y'all's thoughts on Boise State after 11 weeks of college football?
I mean, hey, they win. They control their own destiny. They win, they in.
Yeah. I look at them as they've been journeymen this season. Coming out of that conference that don't get a lot of respect, they continue to play football every week and give you something to talk about. They give us some great content to discussing how they plan with Genty being hurt. So I think it's just a team you can't sleep on necessarily. And we think about, I just think about basketball with Gonzaga. You think of Boise State in football, you always mention in his team. They could get in this playoff, I feel like, and possibly pop somebody. So hats off to them for continuing to win each week and being a resilient team through and through. Shout out to Mad Max as well.
Hey, before you go, Rob, let me say one thing too, man.
Yeah.
Are we 3 points away from them being the number 1 team in the country, dog?
I don't know if they would give them that much love, but they definitely will be in the top 5, I believe.
It'll be them in Indiana, the only undefeated teams left, though.
Yeah, yeah.
It's crazy to think about, right?
I mean, and Oregon definitely couldn't. Oregon definitely couldn't be number 1 if they were to take that L to Boise State early in the season.
Thanks.
Wow, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of confused, or I misunderstood several weeks ago. I thought that if BYU and UNLV played for the conference championship and the UNLV beat them, they would get in. But it's the highest ranked group of 5 team. So Boise State will probably still get that spot because UNLV ain't nowhere near the top 25 in the CFP. So I was off on that one. But I think Boise State's going to hold that spot. They've held it all season. So I think they're going to be the team that actually gets that slot. I don't know what else could happen to even allow anybody else to get there because I don't see Boise State losing any games to any of the teams they got remaining on the schedule, and I don't see them losing the conference championship either. At number 11, we got Ole Miss. What's your thoughts on this Ole Miss team?
Go ahead, Zay. You can have this one for the start.
I mean, they can be explosive sometimes, and sometimes I just think they don't play to the best of their capabilities. I mean, that's a lot of teams too this year. But how impressive do we feel like that win against Georgia was? I know some of y'all are high on Georgia. I'm not as high on Georgia as everybody else, so it's kind of hard for me to get a read. Um, what they sit at 4-2 in conference, so we probably won't see this team in the conference championship. Now, can they clip somebody in the playoff? Anytime you got an explosive offense like that, you always got a puncher's chance. Um, and the defense looked it real solid last week. But it's my thing is what team do you get? It's always what team are you gonna get with some of these teams. So I mean, are they worthy of a playoff position? Yes. Do I think they're a national title contender? No.
I think you said it right there. Are they a national champion, national title contender? Nope. But this team is very. I think they scary in ways because, like you said, not knowing how to read a team, that's a tough thing because as good as they are, you got Jackson Dart, you got Harris. They have a defense that's physical. And the thing with Ole Miss is the inconsistency over the years. This is probably the most consistent that they've been through Dart and Harris being in Ole Miss. But the question is, will Lane Kiffin be able to prevail and get big wins late in this season to put Ole Miss in a better position to have that home field advantage? If Ole Miss get home field advantage, I think they're tougher, but the question is, who's the opposing team? If it's an SEC foe, other than Georgia, I don't know if Ole Miss wins.
Chad said Kiffin will find a way to mess it up, dog.
I agree. I agree with Chad on this one, man. They're in the
Yeah,
right position.
that was my only concern about Ole Miss too, because Ole Miss has a solid defense and they've been finding ways to win without their star wide receiver Trey Harris, and their defense is legit. That defensive line, man, ain't no joke. But like my cousin Chad Walker said, man, listen, Lane Kiffin will find a way to mess it up, man. I believe
Yeah.
they lost to Kentucky, right? Didn't they lose to Kentucky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Kentucky is horrible. So you already know Lane Kiffin will find a way to mess it up. I think they will win one playoff game, though. I really do. At that 11 position, I think they will beat um, Penn State because Penn State is not that good,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
definitely.
Well, defensively they are. Offensively, they're not. At number 10, we got Alabama. Now, I think several weeks ago, we probably had written Alabama off when they lost to Tennessee. But then they come back and smash LSU. Now, but their defense still has not gotten much better. What's your thoughts on Alabama at number 10?
Um, I I want to say for me, after that LSU win, I don't know. I'm gonna say I believe in Alabama a little more. And I watched I got a chance to watch this story. I know we talk about Malachi Moore. I watched the story last week they had on him and a young lady um, for College Game Day. After seeing that story, it gave me a whole different view of Malachi Moore, the whole incident with the field situation. And I don't know. I think this Bama team may be up to something. I don't know what they up to, WTP Sports dudes in Master, but I think they up to something. And I'm gonna say Alabama is gonna cause some problems in this playoff. I don't know why. I'm gonna just stick with that. And I like Ryan Williams. So I'm gonna take Alabama serious at this point, with Georgia being the team I'm not taking that serious. Even though the playoff is looking at them funny. But yeah, I think Alabama is a team you gotta take serious now.
Yeah, man, I agree. I think outside of the top three teams, I think they are the next team that you got to look at and be like, that's a problem. And really, it's only because we know the defense hasn't got better. But my opinion is like Jalen Milroe is going to be the best athlete on the field. in any game that he play in. And if he on, dog. It ain't no stopping him. So, and he been playing better these last few weeks too. He had that little stretch in the middle of the year where he wasn't playing well, but he's starting to pick it back up. So, with that combination of him and Ryan Williams, if they can hit their hot streak at the right moment, I mean, you're gonna have to score the ball with them. I know we don't trust their defense, but that's one team that I think is just like Miami, and really they can beat you without having good defense if their offense is just rolling. So they the next team that I feel like is a problem.
Yeah, I think Kalen DeBoer and Jalen Miro realize, listen, I'm not a drop back quarterback. I'm an athlete playing quarterback. Use my legs, and I can throw the ball every now and then to make some things happen. But it's mainly my legs that's going to win us games. And I think they finally realized that. And even when he drops back to pass, the threat of him running is always there. And if you don't keep
Yeah.
your rush lanes and your discipline and your gap integrity, that guy is going to make you pay every single down. Because for one, he's a big guy, man. He's not easy to tackle, and then he's fast as all get out.
Yeah.
So I think they finally realized that, and this is a very dangerous team. They might be at number 10, but they're more like a number 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, really. Even though they got a suspect defense, their offense, man, is dangerous when you got
Yeah.
a dual threat quarterback like that, and you got a couple of decent wide receivers on the outside. Now, Ryan Williams is spectacular, but the other guy, he's just average, I think. At number 9, we got Notre Dame. What's your thoughts on Notre Dame, man?
Hey, they gonna get popped in the first round.
They getting popped in the first round, man.
Sure, they getting popped. I don't care. I don't even care if
They
it's
get
against
popped.
Penn State. They gonna get popped by Penn State if they play Penn State.
They place Penn State. Penn State getting popped. Penn
Nah,
State don't got no offense. But nah, I
Ellie,
think this is probably one of the teams for me after coming through this week. I think this is the team that's probably like a wild card in Uno. You don't know what's gonna happen with Notre Dame. You, they're just they keep winning, they're gonna stay in, but you just don't know what you're gonna get out of them. I mean, they have a great running back. You know, we know what they bring to the table with quarterback. But the defense I've been watching these last few weeks very closely. Great safety, their linebackers move, and they have a nice defensive line as well. So I think for me watching Notre Dame these next few weeks to close the season to see if they can bring that oomph that they had when they had the Brady Quinns of such and had that championship mentality coming into the season. Whereas right now they're in the playoff, and if they win, they stay in the playoff. But then from that point on forward, it's what are you going to get out of Notre Dame? Are they going to step up to the table? And that's the question I think we all want to know and we all want to see. So I just have them as my wild card team.
Man, I think the committee is mad at the SEC because I mean, just look at where they got Notre Dame ranked.
Yeah,
They do not want Notre Dame to get up there in the top 5, man. I mean, they're behind Indiana, Penn State, Ohio State, Miami, BYU, and Texas and Oregon. They wish that Georgia only had one loss. They wish that Texas A&M only had one loss.
yeah,
Ole Miss only had one loss. Alabama only had one loss, so they could kick them dudes out
yeah,
because they know Notre Dame's offense sucks. They got a good defense, but their offense sucks. They're in the same position as Penn State. And I thought Penn State would have ended up in the same kind of predicament, but the committee likes Penn State. I think it's because they're in that Big Ten. And I
Yeah.
think they don't like Notre Dame because Notre Dame hasn't joined the conference yet, which they really need to do. They need to join the conference, man, so they
Yeah.
can get more respect, you
Hmm.
know. But I'm not high on Notre Dame at all. I think that they're going to make it because of the rest of the remaining schedule. But well, I don't know. USC might pop them. They play USC the last game of the season.
Yeah,
Yeah,
USC might pop them and answer the committee's prayers of getting Notre Dame out of there. Because
man.
even though their brand is great, I don't think their style of football is that good, man. And I don't think they want to put them in there, in my opinion.
I agree.
I agree too.
At number 8, you got Tennessee. What's your thoughts on this Tennessee team, man? Because I ain't quite figured them out yet. But what's your thoughts on them?
I don't think none of us figured this team out, man. It's you said Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, as we referred to last week, and that's what I'm gonna say about these volunteers, man. They go as they quarterback go, and that's all I'm gonna say about this Tennessee team. If they quarterback stays healthy and he plays well, Tennessee is good. But if he don't play well, Tennessee go. I mean, it seems like they're putting everything on his back in this university and this football team to where if he's as long as you have him under center and we talk about quarterbacks, they feel very confident. Can't be mad at him because they brought him in to do exactly what he's doing and bringing Tennessee to prominence and putting them in the playoff picture. So I'm gonna say they go as they quarterback go, but still one of those teams. Just don't know. And they have a test this weekend as well, and they go to Athens and them Georgia Bulldogs. Man, I wouldn't want to be Tennessee coming in this week.
Man, listen, man. I like Tennessee. I don't know. Like, I think you took the words right out of my mouth, Lil Moss. You said as the quarterback go, they go. But like this is a defense too that ain't it only gave the most points they gave up this year is 18 points. So that you know what your identity is, you're gonna hang your hat on your defense. So as long as they can get some consistent quarterback play, they'll be all right, dog. And I like them to win tonight. So I think they'll be all right. They can be a problem in the playoff too. Because you know Tennessee run that offense. They want to run verticals.
Yeah,
And we
definitely.
seen we seen against Alabama. They could have beat Alabama by more, I feel like, but they be dropping verticals for real. I don't know, the receivers and their quarterback, I think they need another year to get that timing down because it's really like a timing offense. So
Yeah,
um I think they'd be good though, man. They can be a problem in the playoff too because they got a defense. Man,
Yeah, before I talk about Tennessee, man, I want to say happy birthday anniversary to our man Parlay Poe, Big G Ron Grinston, and the homie Dennis Irvin, man. Could you imagine growing up in a neighborhood, man, with all three of them dudes' birthday on the same day? And you got
man.
three different parties you could go to, man. You got cake and ice cream for days, bro.
Days. Yeah,
They
all
used to
day
be,
that's
long.
man, listen,
crazy.
they used to be lit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Happy birthday to the
Especially when
guys,
Din
man.
and Ron Griswold had their birthday parties together. Oh man, they used to be lit in the hood, man. They used to be lit. So happy
Crazy.
birthday anniversary to those three, man. You know, do it big, do it big. Tennessee,
Definitely.
man, their defense is legit, bro. They got one of the best defenses in the country. And like y'all said, if the quarterback can do his thing, they're a tough team to beat.
Yeah.
Now, I really believe that Georgia's going to stump a mud hole in their butts today, though, because their quarterback is in concussion protocol. And now I know Georgia's offense ain't that legit. Carson Beck hasn't been playing that well. But I believe that Georgia's defense is going to get after Tennessee's offense, much like they did against Texas at Texas. And they're PO'd, man, about not being in this top 12 in this
Yeah.
college football playoff, man. And they got something to prove. And I think the winner of this game will be in representing some of the teams in the SEC. But I got Georgia winning that game though today.
Oh
But
yeah.
Tennessee is a definitely a team you got to be concerned about as long as their quarterback is playing well, because their defense is going to show up for sure.
Now you think it's over for the
At
team that
number
lose today too,
seven,
don't you?
I
You hear
think
me?
it's over for the team that lose today. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's curtains for them.
Oh yeah. For
Yeah, I
sure.
heard you. Yeah, I think it's curtains for the team that lose today. Yeah. At number seven, we got Indiana. I'm high on Indiana. I like Indiana, but I don't know about Indiana until they play them boys that's on High Street. So, what's your thoughts on Indiana?
Man. Zen Master. I don't know if you're gonna like what I'm gonna say, but this Indiana team, I think they sparking on a different electricity circuit this year. And the electricity circuit they're gonna spark, I think is gonna come through High Street. It's gonna give the city the buzz, but I don't think Ohio State gonna get the buzz in the next couple of weeks. But nah, I hope Indiana just continue to do what they doing, man. I think they're a scary team. And if Ohio State's not on top of their game here in a few weeks or looking ahead today, you know, it could get ugly, man. Indiana's not a team that's going to come in and play no games. I think they're probably one of the most complete teams that Ohio State, I feel, will play um, across the board, just as good as Oregon was. I'm not saying Indiana is that good, but when it comes to how Indiana have played, they manage the game great. They come out, they get hit in the mouth, they hit you back, and then they keep on going. Because we seen they was down a few weeks ago, I think 14-0, 49 unanswered. So this team is definitely built differently than some of these other teams I feel in the Big Ten. When you talk about Michigan, when you talk about Nebraska, I'm not talking about teams I would say that's very good, but when you talk Big Ten, you think of these teams, Iowa. So I think Indiana has definitely proven themselves up until this point. Now, and this is a big if, and I'm saying big if because I feel Ohio State will be more than ready for this game. If they could come in Columbus and shock the world, I'm going to just go ahead and let Zen Master take it from there.
It's not happening. But shout out to Indiana, man. Shout out to Kurt Signetti. They just gave him a new contract. You know what I mean? Yeah, they serious, dog. They serious, but are they serious where they gonna come into Columbus? No, stop that, Moss. You just trying to stir something up this morning. I'm not having it.
You know I gotta keep it funky, man. You know I gotta have the fun to it, man. It ain't no other way, man.
Hey, but that's a good football team, bro.
Definitely.
Y'all know how much of a fan of Kurt I am, man. That's my guy, dog. Like I love his demeanor, I love his attitude, I love his swagger, all that, man. He the real deal. So, um, I hope they make the playoffs. I'm not as sure as y'all are to say that they're a lock to get in because I think the committee they're unpredictable. We've seen them drop Georgia 9 spots, dog. You know what I mean? 9 spots. So I don't know. I hope they make it though, so they can ring their bell and let the world know that Indiana is serious about football. So,
Right.
but yeah, I love the team. They're tough, bro. They're real tough. I can't wait for the game next week. We're not looking past Northwestern, but I'm definitely looking forward to that game next week.
They can look past Northwestern if they want to. Northwestern has some bumps. Indiana, man, I wasn't sure about Indiana maybe 4 weeks ago, but then once I seen what they did to Nebraska, I think they beat up on Illinois too. I think, and then they beat Michigan last week. Then they got a bye this week. So I don't know if the bye is going to help them or hurt them. I know if they have players hurt, maybe so. It'll help them to get those guys healthy. But I tend to agree with you, Isaiah. I don't think they're gonna come on High Street and and get that win. I think Ohio State understands what's at stake, who they playing. They're not looking past them. But this Indiana team is really good. They got the right coach for that university. They're not going to keep him long. I'm telling you right now. Somebody's going to come and steal him in a
Yeah.
couple years, unless he just loves the Indiana that much that he wants to stay. But listen, he's on every university's radar right now,
Hmm.
and somebody is going to steal him. And I wouldn't be surprised if, when they decide to part ways with Sharon Moore, that Michigan grab him up, try to grab him up.
Yeah.
Somebody in the Big Ten, I think for sure, will take him. Iowa, maybe. No, I don't know about Iowa. They got a decent coach. But Michigan for sure, I think gonna part ways with Sharon Moore in a couple years. He just makes too many. He's almost like a freshman, man. He makes too many mistakes.
Yeah.
So I like that Indiana team, man. I really do. I probably got off a little bit, but I like that Indiana team. I don't think they're going to win a game uh, in this playoff if they face one of those SEC teams, though. I don't think they're going to win that game. At
Hey,
number 6, we got Penn State. Yeah, go ahead, Zay.
now go ahead. Go ahead.
At number 6, we got Penn State. So what's your thoughts on Penn State?
Man, this you
Go,
laughing, Jay. You
go
know I'm
ahead,
about to
trash them,
grill him.
Moss. Go
Man,
ahead, trash them, Moss.
it's a bin next to
If he
me.
don't,
It
I am.
is. Yeah, you know, I mean, it's a trash can next to me. I know I'm big on offense. I mean, big on defense, man, but they got to find a way to get some offense going. I don't know who they could pay at this point in the season, if it's illegal or not, but they need to pay somebody ASAP to get some offense going. I don't trust this Penn State team at all, man, at all. I don't care what nobody say. And I speak big on defense, but in college football, you got to have some offense. You got to have some offense. Penn State has none. They haven't showed me none when I needed to see it, and I still don't see it or believe it. I don't know why they got them at 6, put them in the trash can. Sorry, Bakar, but I seen enough out of your Penn State Nittany Lions this year, and they need to go check the OFF ASAP because they don't have any. I don't believe in that team.
Man, I think the Ohio State game just got everybody loose on Penn State for real. Cause their play caller, he wasn't calling plays like he had been all year. I think the key to Penn State's offense, literally, is to run the ball and throw it to Tyler Warren. And when you in third and short, put Tyler Warren in the Wildcat.
That's it.
That's your offense. I mean, we know that's the offense, but if you line it up, you gotta stop it. I don't care if you know it's coming or not. You gotta stop it. And Tyler Warren is their most effective player in the run game in the Wildcat. Period. So that Wildcat, I think they need to bring that out more. I think they'd be all right because they play enough defense. All you really need to put up is maybe 24 points to win a game. You can use 24 points is your sweet spot. You can put up 24 points, you can win a game, dog.
Man, this Penn State team.
Man, I think I don't. I'm not high on Penn State either. I'm not high on Penn State at all. Now their defense lights out. Love their defense. What I don't understand about Penn State is you got a decent enough quarterback, you got a good running back, you got
Right.
a tight end, and you got some decent receivers. You got enough talent offensively to be as good as your defense. For some reason, it's either the head coach or the offensive coordinator does not have faith in what they have on their team, man. I
Right.
agree with you, Zaya. They need to be using that Warren kid in the Wildcat whenever they need to, because he can also throw the ball a little bit. You know, so you got the run and the pass option with him back there. If you want to throw that wrinkle in there, I think they have opportunities to do some things offensively that they're just not doing, and they had opportunities to do them against Ohio State, a better caliber team, but they didn't choose to do so, which makes me wonder: is it the coaching staff? Are you not letting Drew Aller throw the ball down the field just to keep defenses honest? I just don't. I'm not high on Penn State, man, and it's probably because of their coaches. So I think that they one and done too. They out first
Right.
round. They're not even gonna win one. I don't think. At number 5, we got the Ohio State Buckeyes. What's your thoughts on these Buckeyes? We're gonna let you go last there.
Man, I'm scratching my head, man. Nah, Zay, you know I'm a fool with you, man. This is a team I got in the national championship. This is one of the teams I feel can definitely get to the college football playoff championship. And I don't know. I mean, it's really not much you could say bad about Ohio State. I've been watching the linebackers. After watching them these last few weeks, I like Powers. I've come
Man,
down to it. They have to
Jay
play Powers
Powers,
more.
he's
If
a
they don't get
dog.
that man in a game, I notice when he's in a game, he's getting past his defense. He's keeping that middle to where it's not that open. It's not that much space. He's playing his position a lot more. But other than that, I do want to see some star players make a name for themselves this week specifically. Haven't heard a lot of these stars all season. Downs, I definitely been hearing him, but Howard, I want to see a little more of a performance out of him. Sometimes I'd be worried about how he looked and how Ohio State would fare against other teams having a more experienced or even better quarterback that we would say than Howard. Other than that, I like this Ohio State team. As long as they address the issues on the defense with that linebacker, Tank Williams being back, should change a lot of things up front. Sky's the limit for this team. That's just my feel on Ohio State.
To me, I think this Ohio State team is probably the scariest team that I think for my Texas Longhorns. Anyway, I think that they have really been really vanilla, man, this whole season. Now they made some adjustments defensively to get pressure on the quarterback, but for the most part, they've been really vanilla. And if they can get the quarterback, what's his name again? Howard, Will
Will
Howard.
Howard.
If they can get Will Howard uh, in the right situations, man, they can be tough to beat. Because
Yeah,
defensively, they're gonna be solid. They got all the pieces they need there. They corrected a lot of issues that we saw early in the season. But I think those issues was because they were just being so vanilla. Like they don't want to show up a whole lot. They saving it for this playoff. And you're gonna see a totally different Ohio State team. Because there's times when they should be throwing the ball down the field when they don't,
yeah,
because they feel like we can just do this little simple stuff on this team and win this game. And I think they saving a lot, man. At least I hope that's what they doing. Because if this is really what they got, they're gonna have some issues in the playoffs, in the
yeah.
second round, not in the first round. No. But I really like this Ohio State team. I think they're one of the most complete teams uh, in this 12-team playoff right now. So, what's your thoughts on your Buckeyes, Isaiah?
Oh, we know we hold stuff back. When have you ever seen a Chip Kelly offense look this basic? Never. So I mean,
Yeah.
really, we in the process of just getting guys reps. So that's what I'm looking at this week. I don't want to see a lot of Tyleek out there today. I want to see Kenyatta Jackson, Hero Canoe, um, Adric Houston. Yeah, I want to McDonald. I want to see Caden Curry. I want to see these guys get reps because all them guys are fighting for that two deep. Um, and we gonna need them guys when it comes to championship season. We're
Right.
gonna need all them guys. So It's really the two deep for me that I on defense that I'm looking at, and my offensive line. I want to see the continued progression. But as far as us, bro, we know what we got. We scary, dog. If one day it's gonna click, and that day when it click, the whole country better watch out.
Okay.
Mm.
What's your thoughts on number 4 Miami?
We know they can be had, dog.
I'm gonna just go to sleep on Miami.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech put them in the bed last week. I think they a team that I think they hanging on by needle and thread.
Yeah.
They escaped Virginia Tech earlier in the season. They just got knocked off last week. They're good. Don't get me wrong, but it's too many questions that need to be answered on both sides of the ball at this point. To where, when you think of moving forward in the season, are they going to get through these next few games even and come out to be in a playoff? And that's just right now what my thoughts are with Miami. I don't know how last week affected them, and they still got a few games left. So it's questionable for me with Miami. I just don't think they're a team that is going to really get far, maybe the first round, and that's it.
Hey, do you think Miami rather? I mean, do you think SMU would rather play Miami or Clemson in the ACC championship?
Miami. SMU don't
Miami all
they
day.
want the smoke. They don't care, bro. Like my SMU, I'm telling you, they are like that, bro. I watched them and read before they came into the ACC, man. They don't care about what's going on. They gonna try to win every game from here on out, and they want all the smoke, bro. I'm telling you.
You think
SMU,
Miami? You think Miami is a better matchup for them though?
yeah. Oh yeah. I think Miami the better matchup because it would bring so much in for them on the recruit side, and you never know. People will jump into that transfer portal and go right to that same school, which has happened these past few years too. So SMU, I think they're a team to watch, man, and they could beat this team at 4 better than Miami. Just saying.
Man, listen, man. I think Miami still possibly got a loss on their schedule, dog.
Yeah,
They have their defense is so non-existent to me that I think that Syracuse can come out and throw 60 passes and possibly beat them.
in the dome.
That's just how. Yeah, I mean, they just unreliable.
Yeah.
And if they losing, whoever losing the ACC championship, we gotta feel like the committee's not gonna put them in.
SMU, the only team I feel gonna get in from the
Yeah.
ACC.
I feel that way too, man. Miami, I just don't understand it, man. I'm like, dude, you knew from the first game that your defense was not good.
Yeah,
You've had 11 weeks to work on that thing, and it's still trash.
yeah.
I'm like, come on, man. You can't stop the run. Now, listen, you get in the playoffs and you can't stop the run. You can cancel Christmas, man.
Yeah,
You
they
can
gonna hang that
cancel
ball.
Christmas. Santa's not coming to your crib.
Yeah.
There's no way that they should not have gotten their defense better. Even if you got to play, you had games this season where you could have played some second and third string guys to get them some reps to see if maybe they might be better than the guys that's ahead of them.
Yeah.
I don't understand it, man, how they haven't gotten their defense better and they've been horrible all season.
And we know
Almost
they
like
got athletes,
Alabama,
bro.
man. I don't understand.
We know they got
And we know they
athletes.
got athletes, right?
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. Really, if they're showing, if they make the college football playoff and they don't have a good showing, I'm telling you right now, Florida folks, Texas will come in there and start stealing more players. They already got 9 Florida players on their team.
Yeah.
Jeez.
They are coming in the state of Florida to get guys, man.
Yeah.
Florida, Louisiana, California, Texas is looking for your universities in your state to falter because they coming to steal your best players.
Best
And they're
players.
doing it right now in California, Louisiana, and Florida. Texas is all up in there taking their best players, man.
Man, y'all got that thing pipeline, don't y'all?
Oh yeah, Texas got that pipeline, bro.
Yeah,
For
man.
sure.
Yeah, Steve Sarkisian ain't playing, bro. Steve
Man,
We
Sarkisian
always
is not playing.
get like 3 or 4 out of there, man. But 9 is outrageous, dog.
you call it that Sarkeesian effect.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, we've gotten their 2 number 1 running backs 2 years in a row.
That's
Yep.
wild.
2 years in a row.
Y'all tried to
That's
get what's the name
nuts.
from us? That Cam Akers back then, and then the new one we got there now. He actually stayed. I
Yeah,
thought he
yeah,
was
yeah.
gonna come to y'all, which is crazy.
We always get guys
Yeah.
from IMG. That's where we get our guys from. We got a pipeline with that school.
They got about 10,
Yeah,
12
we've
coming
gotten
in.
a few from there, but we ain't got the pipeline yet. But we working on it. We're working on it for sure. We're working on it for sure. What's y'all's thoughts on this number 3 BYU team?
I think they a lock. Um, yeah, I think they're a lock regardless of what the outcome is in the Big 12 championship. I think that's this is where we start saying teams are locks. These next 3 teams are locks for sure. We skipped over one, but they got the rankings kind of weird. If you just look at the rankings, like not how they put them into the bracket, but like how they actually rated them, I think you
Yeah,
start at number 5, and then you everything above 5 is a lock. So BYU is no different. I think they're a lock, tough team. Um, I don't. I could see them winning one playoff game, depending on who the matchup is. But that's all they got for the playoff. They're not a contender.
only teams I really see in a lock right now is Oregon, Ohio State. I really don't see no Texas could possibly be, but some of these I don't know about this 3 with BYU. If they lose, man, it's gonna be tough to get in. They just dropped Georgia 9 spots. So what you think
True.
they're gonna say to BYU if they lose one? Get up out of here. You ain't used to being here. See you. So I think at this point, if BYU wins, that's all they could do. They just got to win. But then you got Coach Prime and them Buffs rolling. So could the Big 12 possibly get 2 in? We talked about that early in the season. Or the
Yeah.
ACC get 1 in. If the ACC gets none in, but SMU being that team that will get in, that keeps the questions. I don't know. If BYU lose, man, I think they take them out.
Yeah, we
Right
also asked
now,
them a question about if we thought the committee would penalize somebody if they lost in their conference championship.
that Big 12 ain't that strong of a conference, so they will get dogged in that if they lose, whether it's conference championship or not. I think when you lose matters at this point. If you lose at certain points, you're going to get dropped. Ain't no way
Yeah.
you can't because of the magnitude of some of the games. So I think this BYU team is one of them teams. They just got to win. They control their own destiny.
When you lose, definitely matter, dog.
Yeah,
But
I
this
like
this
them.
I think too though. I think part of it
Yeah,
is like it's different ways. Like if you a 2-loss team and then you lose in a conference championship and you become a 3-loss team, I think that hurts way. I think it will bode less well for you than if you was an undefeated team that lost in your conference championship. If that
Yeah.
makes sense, because
yeah,
I don't, because it's
yeah.
like they gonna have to look at it like, okay, if you got 2 loss, you could have possibly gained your automatic bid and controlled your own destiny by just winning that
Right,
game.
right.
But as an
Mhm.
undefeated team, should we penalize you for being unblemished all through your season and then having an extra game? And certain teams that can make the playoffs ain't even gonna be in that game. You get what I was like? They won't even be in that game. They at home, but they still can make the playoffs because of where they're ranked at. So just because they had an extra game, do you penalize that team and push them teams that was at home above them?
Right.
So
Good
So I
question.
don't know. The committee got a hard job though, dog.
Yeah.
Tough job.
Oh yeah. I agree with you. If BYU wins out and Colorado continues to do what they do, and Colorado beats them in the Big 12 championship, I believe both of them get in. That's the only scenario that they get two teams in, is if they both win out, they play in the Big 12 championship game, or really only BYU got to win out. Really, whoever they play in the conference championship game, if they lose to them, both of them are in. But if BYU loses any games during the regular season, they're falling out of um, that top 12, man. Only way they
Absolutely.
can get in then is if they win their conference championship. They can't afford to lose no games at
I
all.
agree.
They can't afford to lose. But I like that BYU team. I think that they might get upset by Kansas today, though.
They've been talking about it too.
Yeah. At number two, we got Texas. What's your thoughts on these Texas Longhorn team?
I just been watching them. I just been watching them these last few weeks, quietly just putting up points since the Vandy game. And I think the Vandy was just one of those games to where it's just a trap game. Everybody had those type of games throughout the season. Ohio State might have had that game against Penn State, and that's a game that you see how you play after. I've been watching Texas since that game. They've been playing lights out. Defensive lineman has been getting after the quarterback on something fierce. Linebackers just been playing crazy. This is another team too. I feel championship contender. Um, when you have a quarterback in Ewers, and I talk about him a lot, just having that cushion, experience, gameplay, big games, being in a position to play. That's what separates this Texas team. And I think them also, they control their own destiny. As long as they win, of course they get in. But I think they've been getting better. Out of all the teams in the SEC that's been playing lately, they've been beating up on each other. Texas took some, bangers earlier in the season, but they keep on chucking. They got a few late, but I think this team is definitely poised for a national championship run.
Yeah, they definitely a contender for sure. Uh, I want to see this game today. If they go out and they put it on Arkansas, I'm officially have my meter all the way going past threshold. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm be like, them boys is a problem, man.
Mm-hmm.
I like Texas though, man. Like Nono was saying last week, them and Ohio State are like the most complete teams in the country to me. You can't look at any position group and
Yeah,
really say it's a weak group, and that. I mean, that's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you can find holes in almost every team in the country except for them, Texas, and really Oregon too. So definitely a contender, man. I'm real. I'm watching because No said that Arkansas. He said it, and it been ringing in my head until this game today. He said that Arkansas they hate Texas more than they love themselves, dog.
yeah,
So
it's
I
serious.
know I know it should be a good game if it's possible,
They
but
already barbecuing.
yeah, if Texas just barbecue chicken them, then they just barbecue chicken them. We know they're gonna show up though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I'm definitely gonna be watching that game and my
Yeah,
Buckeyes. That's
sure.
gonna be on the multi view today.
Yeah. I'm really high on this Texas team simply because they got a defense, man, that I think that between them and Ohio State, they're the only two teams that I think that if their offense was not clicking that day, they could still win because their defenses are so talented, man, that they could keep the other team from scoring more points than their offense, even though their offense might be having a bad day, as long as they don't have a whole bunch of turnovers. This Texas team, man. Now that Quinn Ewers looks like he's 100% healthy, he's not guarding his abdomen.
yeah.
I think that when he came back, he might have came back maybe a little bit too soon, but they had to bring him back. They couldn't put Arch Manning in the game against Oklahoma and then against Georgia.
Yeah.
That probably wouldn't have looked that good. So I think that now today will really show if Quinn Ewers is Quinn Ewers because Arkansas's defense of backs are horrible. I mean, everybody has been lighting them up. Now they got a good defensive front seven. They can stop the run, but Texas run game is screens, throwing to the back out the backfield, those kind of things, and Arkansas is going to have a rough day if they can't stop that. But I think Texas is a really good football team, man, especially if Quinn Ewers is playing like he played against Michigan. They're tough to beat. At number one, we got Oregon. I'm gonna go first on this Oregon team, man. They're really good, man. They are really good, and I think they really only had that one solid test. Well, they played Boise State too, but
Mm-hmm.
I really believe that this team can get picked off, man. I really think that if they run into an Ohio State again, they're gonna get beat. Or if they get in the playoffs and they run into it's a multitude of teams that I think could probably beat Oregon in the playoffs. I believe Texas can beat them. I believe Ole Miss can beat them. I definitely believe Ohio State can beat them. I believe Alabama could possibly beat them. But I don't think those teams can beat an Ohio State or Texas. But I think Oregon can get picked off, man. Even though their defensive backs have been playing really well, I just really believe they haven't played against top receivers outside of playing against Ohio State. And I think those guys haven't been tested. But they will get tested if they play against an Ole Miss, Ohio State again, Texas. So I really think this is a good team, but I think they're gonna get popped. I don't see them making it to the national championship.
And I agree with you in a lot of ways. I spoke with my brother, big Oregon fan. We had him on weeks ago, and he said he would have rather lost that game. This is before the game came. He said, "Bro, I don't know what it is. I don't want to win this game because that's too much later on in the season. I would rather take that loss instead of play them again. Because if we play Ohio State again, I think Ohio State will get us for sure." And with that being said, when we talk, I just know how much and how good Oregon is. And this is the first time they've been this good. But when it gets this late in the season, you always worry about them. And like you said, I believe they can get plucked playing against a stronger team, different receivers, things like that. I don't know. I just don't know with this Oregon team, man. Championship contender, yes, but can they get there? I think the road will be tougher, and that road won't be kind to them. So outside of that, they're not the number one team for no reason. Got to respect it. I like them. Once again, Oregon, Texas, Ohio State, three of my teams that I feel can get into the championship playoff for sure and win it.
Moss, man, I'm glad you said it, man. You can't trust Oregon in championship season, dog. We done seen it. It's in their DNA. Um, they're a well rounded team. They are, man. But I can go down the list. I don't think they'd be us if we played them again. I don't think they'd be any of them SEC teams that's in there. And if they play somebody like Miami, it'd be a shootout. It's whoever got the ball last. So I mean, I listen. They didn't even play Penn State or Indiana. I'm not even really sure if they will beat them two teams. This got to be one of the flukiest number ones of all time, though, because it's Oregon.
For sure. For
This is
sure.
good. They've been the longest team so far this year at the number one spot, I think, too, which is wild.
Bro, it's crazy, bro. I'm telling you. Like, but they on upset alert tonight. Tonight, I told y'all on Thursday. This
It
is
ain't.
y'all said trap game.
It's
This
gonna
is
be
a
about
classic
30 degrees
trap game.
tonight.
Man, it's a classic trap game, dog. It's probably gonna say 40 degrees, but the wind chill is 20.
Oregon coming out with hoodies under their equipment. You know that's uncomfortable.
I'm telling you, dog. Wisconsin code is different than Oregon or anywhere code. You know what I mean? That's a different type of code.
Yeah,
You over
bro.
there. You better hope it don't show no signs of snow tonight. Like it be like that, man. That's that. Whew. The Badger State.
Man, shoot, like I said on Thursday, and like I said on a little short video, man. Listen, they better pull out that Steve Dickerson, man, and
Yeah.
just let the clock go all the way down to 2. Then hike the ball. It don't matter what you're gonna do, just run the ball at them, man. Use them big hogs up front. Get yourself in a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2,
Mm-hmm.
and just
Yeah.
keep getting first down. Get about 5 first downs every drive, and milk that clock. Keep Dylan Gabriel on the sideline, man. Make them boys tackle in that
Yeah.
cold weather.
Hey, y'all, check this out. They said at game time it's supposed to be 42 degrees, and the wind supposed to be blowing 13 miles per hour.
Ooh.
I'm telling you, dog.
What is it with the wind chill?
Whole game, dog.
Yeah, that's gonna
With
be
the
a good
wind chill, that's gonna put that below. Put that below freezing, man.
Yeah, that's gonna be them boys gonna be out
With that
there
wind
with
chill,
gloves,
it's gonna probably
hoodies.
be about 30 degrees.
Yeah, Oregon gonna be uncomfortable tonight
Wow.
for sure. That's gonna be a different environment.
For sure, for sure. Well, let's look at these matchups. We got number 12, Boise State, traveling to Columbus to play the Ohio State Buckeyes, and the winner gets number 4, Miami. I mean, I think we're all in agreement that this is going to be a smash, and Ohio State's going to win this game. I got the Buckeyes winning in a landslide.
Oh yeah. Buckeyes big.
Yeah. We can just move on.
Next up, we got number 11, Ole Miss, at number 6, Penn State. It might be a whiteout, but will they win?
How you doing?
The winner plays BYU. What's your thoughts on that one, Mossberg?
I'm going with Ole Miss, even though it's gonna be a whiteout. Ohio State came into the whiteout and got them by 7. I just don't think that Penn State have enough to get it done. Ole Miss throw that ball a million times and get the victory.
Yeah, I definitely got Ole Miss beating them too. I can't see Penn State being able to move the ball at all on that defensive front that Ole Miss has, and I can't see them stopping Ole Miss's offense, especially if they have all of their talent out there on the field with Jackson Dart. They're just going to be a hard team to beat, and I can't see Penn State winning that game.
Man, I'm going Penn State, man. Listen, man, 2 weeks of bowl prep, 3 weeks of bowl prep. You watch the film, you game plan, and I think they can get their offense to score enough points.
Okay. We got number 10, Alabama, at number 7, Indiana. I don't think this would ever happen in real life where Alabama will travel to Indiana to play them. Maybe so. I don't know. And the winner plays number 2, Texas. What's y'all's thoughts on that one?
I think this will be the worst possible draw for Indiana out of all the college football playoff teams. Yeah, I don't think they will be able to stop Milroe. It don't matter where the game is played. You say you don't think this will happen. it's really shaping up to look like if Ohio State beat Indiana, it's shaping up that Indiana gonna get a home game though, and it's shaping up to make a SEC team come. So it's real. It's actually more likely than you think. But yeah, this is a bad matchup, bro.
Yeah.
It's
No, what I
a
was
bad
saying was
matchup.
I don't. Yeah. Yeah. No, what I was saying was I wouldn't see the University of Alabama and Indiana doing a home together, making that schedule to play each other. That's
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
couldn't see them doing that.
yeah. Nah. Them
Yeah.
is way two different type of institutions, dog.
Right.
Man, I'm going Bama. I'm taking Alabama. Welcome to the playoff, Indiana. And they put a halt to that. And you know, with the Crimson Tide, you get them in the playoff. They trying to knock a team like Indiana out. They're going to do everything they can, and they will, to let them know.
Yeah, I got Alabama winning this game as well. I just think they just might have a little bit too much offense, too much Jalen Milroe for Indiana. And like you said, Zay, it's probably the worst matchup that they could even get in this 12-team playoff because it'll be tough on them in that game. So I'm taking Alabama as well.
Hey, before you move on, too, I'm looking at it. It say Kirk Sonetti's his original deal was 6 years, $27 million. That's like $4.5 million a year. But his new deal is 8 years and more money. So it'll be hard for somebody to go grab him because they probably paying him somewhere north of $6 million.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to feed the family at the end of the day.
Yeah, they would be. Yeah, they would play. And then they would have to pay his buyout too,
Facts.
which is probably at least 20 million at this point, probably 15, 20 million. I mean, it depends on who the university is, but I don't think any of the Ohio State ain't gonna go get him. They got a coach, you know.
Florida
So I
State.
don't know. He might be there for a minute.
Florida State. They got the money.
I don't know if Florida State can buy the buyout for what's the name and that one too.
Yeah,
No,
they got the other
$84 million
buyout.
buyout.
They got the other buyout. What y'all paying? $60 million?
Yeah.
Too much.
I think it's something like that. We got number 9 Notre Dame and number 8 Tennessee, and the winner plays number 1 Oregon. What's y'all's thoughts on that matchup? Notre Dame and Tennessee at Tennessee.
Man. I got Tennessee winning this one, man. It was a tough one, but Tennessee and that quarterback, knowing how their defense play at home. You talk about Tennessee in the playoffs playing at home, a place they haven't played at where it mattered most in them type of times since Peyton Manning, T. Martin, Peerless Price, all those great guys. Say Tennessee get the win.
Man, Notre Dame ain't got nothing for them boys. They're like the perfect matchup for Notre Dame would be at Indiana or Penn State. That's somebody they'll be able to. But all the other teams, all the other teams, man, even BYU, they ain't got nothing for BYU, dog.
Yeah, I agree. I think Tennessee will beat them in this game. I agree with you, Zay. I don't think Notre Dame has anything for Tennessee. Anything whatsoever. Next up, we got number 5 Ohio State versus number 4 Miami. Who gets this win?
Man, earlier in the season, when we had this matchup, I thought Cam Ward could take those little legs of his and move around. After these past few weeks and seeing that the Buckeyes made that adjustment to get after the quarterback, this is a game where Ohio State gets after Cam. Killer Cam, whatever you want to call it. They get you, they box you in, and they get the win. Ohio State by 14 on Miami. And I'm going to take that one all the way back to when Ohio State beat them with that last play, pass interference, hoopla, however you want to say it. Is bringing back times of that, but they get them even better. And Ohio State's that team that came in like Miami was back then. That's the difference in this. Ohio State's just so much better right now at this point in the season, too.
Yeah, I'll let you go last. And early in the season when we did this matchup, I thought Miami, because Ohio State was having some defensive problems, I thought Miami could give Ohio State fits at that time.
Yeah.
But several weeks later, now that we see the Ohio State team that we're seeing now, the adjustments they made defensively, their talent is showing up.
Yeah.
Man, they will smash Miami in this game. It wouldn't even be close. I mean, they think Georgia Tech ran the ball down their throat. Now you got to face the two-headed monster of Henderson and Junkins, plus Henderson out the backfield. Man, Ohio State will smash Miami in this matchup.
Definitely.
Man, the biggest difference in my football team that I see this year is that literally Ryan Day, he can sit there and not have to worry about coaching the offense, and he can focus on whatever group is struggling. And we done seen since the Oregon game that he spent 2 weeks with the defense, and every week after that, you seen adjustments. You wouldn't have seen that last year because he wasn't focused on the whole team. He was just focused on his offense. And I think that played real big dividends in my team, bro. I could see it, bro. Even with the offensive line, that's something that he wouldn't have been worried about necessarily either. He probably would have put that just with the position group coach. So I love the trajectory of my team. And Cam be running for his life, dog. He be running for his life. And I don't see no way that Jack and JT do not control that game. I just don't see it.
All right. Next up, we got Ole Miss or Penn State versus number 3 BYU. Do you think BYU could beat either one of those teams if they play them?
They playing at Provo?
No, that's a second round game.
This game will be at one of those bowl sites. It'll probably be the Fiesta Bowl. Fiesta Bowl's in Arizona. It'll probably be there.
Yeah, I think the better matchup for BYU is definitely Penn State. So if they get Penn State, they could possibly win that game. I don't see no way they beat Ole Miss. No way.
It's crazy because it just made me think about how this game. It made me think about when Boise State played Oklahoma way back when they had I think Ian Johnson, and they ended up beating Oklahoma. This seemed like it would be some similarities in that type of game, with it being at a neutral site and the caliber teams that we speaking of Ole Miss and BYU. I would still take Ole Miss. I just think neutral site Ole Miss is a different team.
Excuse me. Yeah, I think Ole Miss or Penn State could possibly beat them, but I think Ole Miss is the better team out of those three. So I would definitely have Ole Miss in that game. Excuse me, huh? Next, we got number 10 Alabama versus number 2 Texas, and this game will probably be in the Sugar Bowl in Louisiana. What's your thoughts on that one?
Kalen DeBoer, Alabama is not Nick Saban, Alabama. I got Texas.
Yeah, I'm with you all the way, man. Texas, I don't know. I like them. I've been liking them all year. It's not going to stop. I have a little bit of them Texas roots where my grandma was born from Amarillo, Texas. Man, I miss you, Granny. And I like this Texas team, man. I love them. So I'm going with Texas for sure.
Yeah, I think with Alabama having defensive woes, they don't want to face an offense like Texas offense, man. And we seen
Yeah.
what Texas offense did last year to that Alabama team. I think that Texas will beat Alabama pretty easily, in fact, in this game. So I got Texas as well. Next up, we got this will be a good game, man. Number 8
Ooh,
Tennessee versus number 1 Oregon. What's your thoughts on that one?
man, it looked like one of them March Madness tournament seedings at 8 versus 1. I like Oregon in this one. I just haven't seen enough out of Tennessee's quarterback to go against a caliber defense that be playing against in Oregon with the veterans and that savvy defense that they have. Nothing against Tennessee's defense going against Gabriel, but I think the experience for Oregon helps them in this game. And I think it'll be a good and close one. But I think Oregon will get the win at least by 10 points.
I like Tennessee in this matchup, man. I think that defense is for real, dog. I think that's a top 5 defense in college football easily. Uh, I don't think Oregon put up no more than 24 points, and I think Tennessee can do just enough to hit that threshold and score enough points to win this game. I expect the freshman quarterback. I expect him to be all the way grown up by this time of the year. So um, I like his ceiling way more than I like Gabriel's ceiling. So I'm gonna roll with Tennessee on this.
Man, I'm really close to picking Tennessee as well. Only because their defense, man, their defense could probably give Dylan Gabriel a lot of issues. Whenever he won't be able to buy time because their defensive front is good, they got solid defensive backs. Oh man, this will probably be the best matchup of all the matchups that we talked about so far.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can pick a winner in this game, man. So I'm gonna advance them both, and then we'll see what they look like going up against the team that they would face if
Mm,
either one of them would win.
yeah.
This will be a hell of a football game too.
Ooh.
We got number 11 Ole Miss versus number 2 Texas. That would be one heck of a football game, man. What's your thoughts on that one?
I, I
Still.
pick I picked Penn State to beat Ole Miss, so Texas will for sure blast them. But this game, I think this game could be a shootout, dog. I think it could be a shootout, and it'd probably be one of them games too, like whichever team got the ball last. Sometimes you just go into a game knowing whichever team got the ball last is gonna win the game. But with that being said, I will give Texas the edge still. Um, I just think they just too well rounded, dog. Just too well rounded. And I think the game will be won. And y'all probably be surprised. I think the game will be won by Blue, the running back.
Mm,
He is so explosive, and I could see
but,
him really exploding in a game like this.
yeah. Um, I like Texas. I like a difference maker in there too with Blue. And I'm gonna go on the same side of the ball, but I think the difference maker in this one, of course, when you talk about offense, quarterbacks, receivers, that tight end that Texas used, I believe is 8'5". They find that man like a pillow that you sleep on at night. And I'm talking about one of them comfortable pillows because he's a cushion and he got hands to steal. So I think Texas definitely wins this game, but that tight end would definitely be a difference maker. But that defensive line for Texas is different, man. They've grown up week by week since that Vanderbilt game, and that's what I've watched too lately. And I don't know, WTP Sports Deuce, you might agree, them defensive ends since Vandy been running with a different motor these last couple weeks.
Yeah, I think that Texas will win the game simply because I think Texas defense can slow Ole Miss's offense better than Ole Miss's defense can slow Texas's offense.
Right.
Um, that would be my thought in that game. And I agree with you, Isaiah. They gonna get Blue on the edges, man. If you match him up against a linebacker, it's over. You line him up against a safety, it's over. And the speed that they got with Isaiah Bond on the outside, more Ryan Wingo, it would be tough for Ole Miss. Even though Ole Miss has a good defense, I think that that Texas matchup would be a bad matchup for them. Even though I think it will be a really good game to see, but I'm taking Texas in that game. Next up, we got Ohio State versus either Tennessee or Oregon. And I believe that Ohio State can be either one of those teams. So I'm going to get mine going out the way. I got the Buckeyes winning against either one of these teams in this game.
Yeah, I think at this point I just seen enough to where I don't think they make them same mistakes in a rematch. Definitely don't make them same mistakes. Henderson runs better. They have him featured more in this game as well. And I think that'd be the difference maker.
Yeah, we will beat both of these teams. I think Tennessee will be a better matchup. Like as far as like I'm saying, like a better matchup, like a better football game. Actually, you know what I mean. I think if Ohio State and Oregon meet in the playoffs by that time of the year, I think we will probably landslide them because Oregon's known for it. They're known to get landslide around this time. I mean, we smacked them in the championship in what 14, I think. Was it 14? It was one of the years. But Tennessee, their defense will keep them in the game versus Ohio State. I don't think it will be a landslide. I think we'll probably beat them by like a touchdown in the field goal or something. Um, but yeah, Oregon ain't. They don't want no problem with us. They really nervous.
Mm.
Yeah. I think that the Tennessee defense will be the only thing that will keep them in that game against Ohio State. But then again, Ohio State's defense is going to slow them down. Tennessee's offense down too. So I think it will be a better matchup than Oregon, though, for sure. And I really do believe the committee wants this to be the. I think the country really wants this to be the national championship game. Number 5, Ohio State, number 2, Texas. I really do believe that everybody in the country will want to see this game outside of the fans of the teams that are in it. Of course, they want their team to make it. But I think this will be the best matchup so far out of all the teams that could possibly make the college football playoff. And I think, in my opinion, everybody wants to see this game. Because I know I do.
Man, this is whew. I'm gonna let y'all two go last. I'm gonna get mine out the way. I just thought a big extra plug. Zay, Zay, biggest to largest. I know how we are in Ohio, but I'm going with Texas, man. I just like this Texas team. And if you ask me, Quinn Ewers or Howard, I'm oozing over Quinn in this game because I think they a team that'll come in, whether the game is close or however the game is going, they gonna bring in Arch Manning to switch up that game just because they have that ability to play two quarterbacks. That'd be a difference maker. I got Texas winning this game against Ohio State.
Man, yeah, I think this is a budding
I'll let you
rivalry.
go last.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you go last. I think you got more to add to it than I will. Because all I think the only difference that I see in this game is I think Quinn Ewers is a better quarterback than Will Howard. But everywhere else, I think they're really, really evenly matched up. It'll be a good contest.
Yeah.
Um, I really do want to see it too, man. I really do want to see it. Go ahead, Zay.
Bro, this is a budding rivalry to me, bro. Like, if we get this matchup, I think it's gonna start something for years to come because we got the home and home with Texas, and I think
if we see Ohio State, Texas, I think we start seeing them almost every other year in the playoff. I think these two programs is going to really start to hate each other. And I hear what you're saying, no, about the quarterback. I don't think the game come down. I think the game come down to whichever team can run the ball better. And I'm gonna get a slight edge to my Buckeyes because when you playing in these caliber games, I
Me
don't I
too.
don't think I don't think we have a Vince Young out here or somebody like that. So I think the game is gonna have to be won in the trenches, you know. So and I think my two-headed running back will outduel Blue and whoever else y'all got behind him. Um, but it will be a great game for sure. This will be a one-score game easily. Like it ain't. We don't know which way it will go for real, but we know we will be definitely having an exciting game, dog.
Definitely a banger. Like I don't know, man. This is what me personally, this is what I want to see. I want to see OSU Texas. I don't want to see nothing else this season. All the matchups up until all the hoopla. But I think this game, this is the one. This is the one for me. This is what I would love to see. Ohio State, Texas, national championship. It takes me back when y'all played, when y'all had Colt McCoy. I mean, that was the best game I watched that year. And pound for pound, man, it's like a heavyweight fight, man. Tyson Holyfield, I mean, Muhammad Ali. I mean, it's this that would be a definite banger for sure. I would love to see that.
Man, I also think we win because Ryan Day, he kind of has to win, dog. He kind of have to win, bro. Like, there's no reason why Ohio State go a decade without a championship. I don't understand it. I never will. We should win a championship
Crazy.
once every 5 years, dog, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. They should win one every 5 years for sure. Um, I agree with you too. I think that the running back position, running the football, would definitely be advantage Ohio State. I think catching the ball out the backfield, I think Texas does that a little bit more, throwing it to their backs out the backfield. Uh, so I think that would be probably an advantage Texas will probably take advantage of or try to anyway. But I think this game will come down to a team will score late in the fourth quarter, and then whoever gets the ball last, they probably need a field goal to win it. It will probably be at least 10 lead changes in that game. It'll be crazy, man.
Yeah.
But I really believe Texas could probably beat them because I think Quinn Ewers would be a better quarterback than what's the name. KT says Texas defense will outplay Ohio State's defense.
Hey, man, them big words, kid. Them big words, dog.
Yeah.
My defense ain't gave up a touchdown in about 2.5 games, dog.
Well, go ahead and make it 3.5 because Northwestern not going to score a touchdown today.
y'all got another practice game at City League TV. Always say another practice game this week, man. Another scrimmage.
Yeah, yeah. We kind of beat up on your Miami team a little bit, KT.
Yeah, man. Tore
He
them
said
down.
he said that's the Big Ten.
Let me ask y'all this question too, though. I've been wanting to
Yeah.
ask this question. I want y'all to rank in order y'all's top 5 teams in college football. We ain't looking at the AP. We're not looking at the college football playoff rankings. Your top 5 overall in order.
Hold on, it can't be in order.
Yeah, in order. In
I
order.
don't have no top 5. I'm not gonna lie. I can't rank no top 5 in order right now. I honestly can't. That's how crazy this college football season is. I can't put nobody at number 1, nobody at 2, nobody at 3. I could put 5 teams in there and let them roll for it.
So you don't have a team that you think is the best team in college
I
football?
don't have no clear-cut team, honestly. Like, I just feel this is probably And I've been watching football for a long time, man. I've not seen football with this type of parity. You're talking about an SMU team. You're talking about a BYU team. You're talking about Indiana that's in the playoff. This is unheard of at this point in the season, Zay. You know it. So if this was a 4-team playoff, it would really be hectic. Just imagine. So with 12, I think you really seeing how talented, how much talent we have in this world, and when they come to the university. So I just don't think I don't have no top 5 as far as the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know Texas, Ohio State, and Oregon for sure. It's 3 of them 5. Now the other 2, I can't even give you. Ooh, we put that.
There go my 5 right there.
Ooh. I like
my
that 5.
My 5 would be Ohio State 1, Texas 2. I would go Oregon 3. I would go Bama 4, and then I would go Georgia 5.
I'm gonna go Texas 1, since you're making me pick Ohio State 2. I'm gonna take Oregon 3. I'm gonna shock the world with this one. I don't got number 4 is tough. I'm gonna put Bama as 5 because it's Bama. I'm gonna go ahead and put Bama at 5. I'm gonna put Colorado at 4. Shock the world with that one. Yeah.
He said Colorado 4.
You know, I'm always for the smoke. I just like changing it up.
Yeah. I was going to put Alabama at 5, but then when I thought about Miami will probably throw the ball all over the yard on them because their defensive backs are horrible. Well, I felt like Miami would be able to beat Alabama on a neutral site because they would not be able to stop Cam Ward throwing the football on that man. So that's why I put Miami there instead of Alabama.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, guys. Son, they got the toughest schedule in the country, and the committee is punishing them for it. Even though we know,
that's my man Ant Marzette. What's up?
Oh, that's Ant.
What's good, man? It's crazy.
Ant Marzette.
Yeah, I know. That's what's up. That's the homie. Even though everybody know I'm not a Carson Beck fan. I am not a Carson Beck fan. I think that is the one glaring weakness that they have, the quarterback.
Georgia win this week. I'm going to put Georgia as a top team. I put Colorado in there because you know me, I always like the discrepancy. But I'm going to put Georgia as that 4th team instead of Colorado if they win this week. That's if they win. It's just the inconsistency. In the tough SEC in games, they should win. That's all.
Kev got Notre Dame as his 15.
So KT rolled up. Yeah, he got Notre Dame as his 15. He probably giving his man Tuck some love, you know. Rest in peace to our man Tuck, who was a huge Notre Dame fan. He's probably just giving him a little bit of love. Rest up, big homie. And listen, for KT to put Ohio State at number 1, bro, listen.
That's a lot.
That says something, man, about them Ohio State Buckeyes. Because KT will rag on the Buckeyes all day, every day, 366 days a year. You hear me?
And it's November.
So for him to put Ohio State right there, in there, man, listen, that says something.
Yeah. And it's November, and they got a banger in a couple weeks. Woo-wee.
Man, listen, Ohio State, Texas won. They won beat for me, dog. I really can't. Like, I could say Texas won. I could say Ohio State 2. I could say Ohio State 1. I could say Texas 2. They can go. You can flip flop them for me.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, it's just crazy, man.
The scariest team. If Carson Beck could get his stuff together, man. If Carson Beck could get his stuff together, Georgia would. I mean, he doesn't have the receivers either, though. He doesn't have the wide receivers, but if he could get his stuff together, man, and them guys could stop dropping passes, they would be scary, man. They would be scary.
Sure. I agree.
They would be scary.
Hey, Carson Beck, he washed, dog. It's over for him.
Yeah, yeah. The NFL team still gonna draft him, though. For sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
Anything else?
All right,
Anybody?
Joe. Well, if we ain't got nothing else, man, we can go and watch the rest of the college game day and chill out for the rest of the day till them games come on.
Make sure y'all tune in to WTP Sports Dudes. Like and subscribe every time you see us on. If you haven't, make sure you pop them notifications on as well. Make sure you step into the channel that we provide for y'all and just go check out all our videos that we leave. Coming soon, we're going to have Parlay Post 3 show. We got the Zen Master Zed coming soon. City League TV as well. Make sure you go subscribe to all the platforms we talk about. Like, subscribe on, pull up all the videos. And I'm Level Up 10 Sports, Joseph Mossberg, as they call me. And we just going to keep bringing you content that they give us to bring to you and keep doing it like we do, man. And without this platform and WTP Sports Dudes bringing this on here, it wouldn't be possible. So we appreciate what you do, and make sure you like, subscribe to everything we drop, every video we got going, and we appreciate you for joining each and every time we on this stream.
Hey, we can't move past Ed Barzett throwing Arby right there, dog.
What he say?
He put Arby at number 5. Oh my God.
We like it. We like it.
Hey,
Give us more to talk about.
I wouldn't be mad at him.
In memory of Veterans Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they undefeated. They undefeated.
Gotta
They
respect
undefeated
it.
for sure. Yeah, we'll be back on again tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. doing a recap of college football Saturday action. So hopefully you can tune in tomorrow at 9 a.m. right here. WTP Sports Dudes, Level Up Sports 10, City League TV, Zen Master Zaya, Parlay Po.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Peace.